So one way of unplugging from the simulation is to just leave, is to just return home to consciousness. And somebody might say, well, that's being selfish. All these other beings that you know and don't know, they're all still trapped in the simulation. Don't you want to help them? Don't you want to be the equivalent of a bodhisattva, right? In Buddhist tradition, don't you want to help everyone awaken first before you awaken? The trick being, though, is, but every being who does actually return home, every divine spark that returns home, is one less power source for the matrix. It may seem like not much, only 100 left this year, but that's 100 less power sources that are running this matrix. And I'm curious, right now we're in the Great Reset. This is not sort of some sort of accidental language. This is very, very clear what they're telling us. They're resetting this entire reality. They're going to re-push the start button on the simulation. And I think that's happening because they're not getting enough power. The power supply, they need a new, bigger power supply, and they're not getting enough for whatever reason. Maybe enough people over the last 100 years or something have left. And they're what we're seeing, if you think of the reset, and again, like energy terms, it's all energy. Part of, from their perspective, is they need to up the energy power they're getting from the system. And when you start to realize that's what it's about an energy change that the system is going to take from us within it, you understand what's really good. It has nothing to do with commerce, it has nothing to do with money, it has nothing to do even with the entire control structure. It's about energy. And so if we stop giving the energy to the system's in big trouble. That, I think, is the greatest power, is to, again, turn the energy to all of us and to our, what we call communities, our closest friends. Because one thing we've learned in the last 3 years, you've learned who your friends are. You've truly learned who your friends are. A lot of people have become very alone in the course of, your family doesn't talk to you anymore, your friends don't talk to you anymore. They think you're nuts and you're out now. But you will have gained a few new friends, hopefully, in the course, or if you haven't, you will soon, who think like you do, who feel the world the way you do. And so all of a sudden, you're building a true family now. You're building your true family that is at your deepest thought, soul level, not just friends that exist because you played on the same sports team and you went to the same school, so you're supposed to be friends. And what this has done is shown that all of that is just covering. That's just like clothing. And you're now, we might have I myself have lost hundreds of friends over the last few years from the work I've been doing. But the ones I have left, we think the same. And so now it's like you want to share your energy with them. And so getting back, we stop sharing with the system. We share with our true friends and our true family. We're building a power for ourselves, not for it. And what it does is fine. It can do whatever it wants to do. We can choose what to do with our power and how we want to use it and how we want to create, at least you can say, the experiences we want to have. So once you begin to see it as some sort of artificial reality, some sort of, simulation, again, is just a word, but however you want to start looking at reality as not being the way we thought it is, again, we go back to the original program belief, which you were mentioning. How can we figure out how to fix it? How can we change it? How can we make it better? But can a video game character change their game? Can a video game character change the video game? And this game might be set up for one thing only: make everything in it suffer so we can steal energy from them. And that's it. And maybe that's what the thing is set up for. Now, we can seemingly, because we have a ton of power, more power than humans have wanted to believe, and we can make changes in our reality. We can make changes in our personal world, in our small circle of community. We can definitely make that. But as soon as we try to fix the game, fix the program, it's almost like that's another wasted energy drain. If we start learning how to use our energy to transform what we have the ability to transform, and not try to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed. I've always said this a lot of times. Yeah, the world's insane, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. It's insane, but it's been set up to be insane. And once we recognize that the original setup of this world was set up by an insane creator, now it's like, well, that makes complete sense. Everything makes sense now, right? So, and what you call true, what is absolute, is outside of the whole matrix completely. It's outside of this whole reality, and it's not interfering. It's not trying to fix this realm. It's waiting. It's like the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, right? There's the real God pointing his finger towards us, and he's just leaving it. He's not doing more, just pointing the finger. It's our job to point our finger back there and reconnect, right? It's there. But we're trying to force that thing that's outside the matrix and put it in the matrix. We're trying to make the matrix what's outside of it, and that's where we have been, us anyway, those of us in this world. That's kind of, I think, the mistake we've made for a long time. When we look at these real ancient civilizations, the Maya, the Anasazi, the pre-Inca, the pre-Egyptians, the ones who built all of these ancient structures, they all disappeared. Right? They literally disappeared. No one knows what happened to any of them. And it's highly likely they finally realized, however long they've been trying to fix this world, control this, and you can really, if you get to know the code, you can fix some coding here. But it's a lot of work, it's a lot of hassle, and it's a tremendous amount of energy. Eventually they might have just decided, you know what? Let's just go home. And they did it together. They managed to pool their energy together as a group, and the Maya maybe just gone. Okay. Today's story, or today's topic, which is Matrix life scripts. And what's interesting is when I typed that into the search engine, just out of curiosity, what I came up with was scripts about the movie The Matrix. There's almost nothing out there about this idea of life scripts. Now, I know one of the only ones I know who really talks about it is Mark over at Forever Conscious Research. He does a number of discussions on it as he goes through the near-death experiences. And he does a great job of digging through near-death experiences. I'm really enjoying listening, partially to the experience because they're interesting, but hearing little bits and pieces from him going along is helpful. But life scripts is something that comes up, this idea that, and it goes in the face what a lot of people want to believe. They want to believe we have 100% free will. Everything we do here, from the type of tea I'm drinking right now to how I'm sitting in my chair, it's all free will. It's all free will. But we begin to start seeing words like destiny thrown in, or that was supposed to happen, or I was meant to meet that person, or, oh yeah, I had to have that job. Well, that's not free will. Right away, you are indicating that there are things out there that are controlling your life script, controlling your life, that is not from your free will in the moment, that there are things already scheduled to happen. And as you go into these near-death experiences, you start to see more and more that it seems like once someone has agreed to reincarnate, there becomes a process of deciding, well, what's going to happen? What are the things we're going to have in your life? And generally, and of course, it's presented as if it's good for you. It's learning. It's helping you grow. But really, it's just the archons having a way of controlling and maintaining your life, of which you will start to notice. I'm bringing this up because I'm going into my next phase of recapitulation. I haven't recapitulated for a while, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my next recap over the next few weeks. And one of the key elements I'm going to look for in this specific mode of recap, I'm going to do it a little differently, is I'm looking for elements where I can find is it life script? Is there something that occurred or pushed me in a direction that was beyond my control? That it didn't matter almost what choice I made, I was going to wind up at the same destination? Or can I find elements where external forces were manipulating me? And I can already see a number of these, but I'm looking forward to doing the recap, to pulling up more of them. How many times in my life was an external force manipulating the choice I was going to make and the direction I was going to go? Like I say, I've got 3 or 4 of them right off the top of my head that I can think of, and I'm looking forward to the recap, to find more hidden ones. How many, I can maybe find, oh, this is the big one, but there may have been 4 or 5 small steps along the way. So we've got these life scripts that are not really our choice, or I think we've been deceived and manipulated already before we even get here to choosing certain life scripts. And there might not be one, there might be several possible life scripts, right? But they're all life scripts. They're all already contained and controlled. And we've got these forces manipulating us constantly to stay on our script, to not get too far away. And people like to think, oh, this is good. This is the spirit world helping us gain the lesson that we need so that we're going to grow and gain. No, that's not what it is. That's not, or at least that's not what I believe it is now, right? I believe that is just simple control mechanism that as long as people stay on the record groove, whatever that record groove is, they're not going to be jumping off the groove, which means they might start figuring out what's going on and start regaining their own power. That as long as you're stuck in your life script, then you actually really don't have free will. Whatever free will you think you've had in your course of your life, until you've seen your possible life scripts and in a sense burn them up, just rejected all of them and thrown them in the garbage. I care. I'm sharing with you how I see reality now. How I see reality, and this is important because I'm noticing this even in my dreams. I'm now noticing more and more how many times beings are attempting to manipulate my thought process the next day in the dreams I've had the night before. And I did a talk with Campbell. One of the recent interviews is all about dreams, and I talked about some of those things in there. But this need to literally have seen all your dreams in the morning and cleanse them out. You don't want to be carrying dream crap with you during the day because you don't know what's been going on for sure in these dreams. You don't know, because you're in the astral realm. As soon as you go into the dreaming state, you're not in the physical, you're in the astral realm. And once you're in the astral realm, you're in the realm of these beings. You're in the realm of high level deception and tricks. And I think they're all playing together as part of this bizarre life script. It's the movie Adjustment Bureau. And again, the Adjustment Bureau has an ending that is fooling you, that is deceiving you. The whole thing is about these what do you call them? The orchestrators or controllers or whatever you want to call them. The ones in the jackets and the hats who are moving through the city and moving things around and making sure somebody spills their coffee at 8 o'clock and whatever, so that the life script happens. The movie continues so that who's the main character? That Matt Damon, I think, that he decides that he wants to be with Emily Blunt, right? This is the woman in the movie. And so this is the whole focus. Oh no, this is the life he wants. It doesn't matter that they want this and he's got these political aims for him. This is what he wants. But we find out at the end that was a life script originally, and something previously changed, and they decided, no, we're not going to go with that life script for him. We're going to go with this other life script. So at the end of the movie, all that's happened is it's not that they're trying to, you have free will and you can choose your life. No, he chose another life script just because he feels, this is one I'm going to like better than the other one. Out of the 8 life scripts I've got, okay, well, this is the best one, I think, of the 8 crap hole choices that the dream has given me. I like this one the best. Or what called crap hole? The controlled things that the dream has given me. This is the one I'll take. It's still a life script. It's still controlled externally. And it comes, the chairman decided to change it and give you this life script, good for Matt Damon, good for, everything is so wonderful. He's still being absolutely controlled. All they're going to do now is control his life in a different way to make sure that this life script continues and nothing else can possibly happen. No further detail can be understood. No further understanding of the matrix is going to happen. Life scripts have to be broken. The Adjustment Bureau would have been better for them to say, we're getting rid of all the life scripts and we're going to do whatever the hell we want from here on out. And we're not interested in what anyone else thinks about what we should do or what we should not do. I'm going to make all those choices myself, and I'm going to make sure that nothing externally is manipulating choices going forward. But to see that, you're going to have to, I think, see the course of your life really well. You're going to have to see how you've been manipulated up to this point. Like I say, I think I've been manipulated tremendously in the course of my life. You may be less than others, but I would be surprised I don't think there's one person out there that could be able to do a proper, clear recap and say, no, I've never been manipulated. No, from the time of my birth, everything has been totally chosen by me. I think if you look into that, you're going to find that is incorrect. So I'm working on Matrix life scripts. Do I have anything to prove at this point? No, but there's enough, we'll call it circumstantial evidence from a lot of near-death experiences and a lot of pre-birth memories of people talking about how life scripts have been chosen, why they've been chosen, how parents have been chosen, how, all this kind of stuff. And that means this supposed free will you're supposed to have doesn't really exist. And then you have to, how much free will do you really have? I chose this kind of tea before I came on here and started talking to you, but did I really make a choice? Even between the 2 types of green tea that I have, which seems like I'm making a choice. Well, I'm still having green tea, but did I even have the choice of not having the green tea? I mean, it goes to that kind of level. How manipulated and controlled potentially is every moment and second of our life. And I know people are, and I can hear the comments already, how people are going to stand hard fast behind, I control everything, nothing. Yeah, take a good look. Take a good look and really contemplate it, but most people won't. Most people won't do that um, because that'll depress your ego. The egoic structure that thinks it's in control, that thinks it's constantly manipulating the world to its benefit, maybe isn't. Maybe it itself is being manipulated by an external force, thinking it's then the one making the choice to manipulate you in a particular way. It's already being manipulated long before its own manipulation thinks that it starts. That's how deep the rabbit hole is we're dealing with moment to moment experience in this realm. And then you throw in what's going on in your dream realm, what's going on in the realm around you that you don't see, because we're touching the etheric realm, which is between the astral and the material. And just because we don't see it, only at times sense it, doesn't mean that all sorts of interaction isn't going on here. So I'm bringing all this up as an open topic of discussion of what life script are we running? What life script do we have? Why are we running the life script that we're on? Why is the life that I've had, certainly since I had the canyon experience, which I see as a huge manipulation, and if I go into the experience in depth, which sometime I will, real depth, which I've never done yet, I think the layers of manipulation in it, and then sort of the few weeks afterwards, will become very, very clear. That, like you might call the matrix itself, or the beings that run the matrix, were manipulating certain choices to push me in a particular direction that fit whatever my script was. So I want to see all of this in more detail. So that's why I'm doing a different round of recapitulation now. Yeah, there's going to be some cleanup of the usual stuff and preparation, but I'm really looking for life scripts, manipulation to make life scripts happen, and how far back can I go to see when was some of the first initial movements to potential life scripts? Because I don't think there's only one. Like I say, I've got 4 or 5 at least that I could see very clearly could have been a life script for me easily, maybe a few more. And I'm going to look back eventually and see where was the break point where that one still could have occurred, and what was the break that turned life completely away and sort of knocked that life script out. Now that one can't happen, and now I'm down to 5 from 6, and now I'm down from 3, and eventually I'm moving into the life script that's been chosen.